Chapter 2. The woman is tempted. As a cool breeze blew, a howl went out. As the sun set, the serpent and Eve sat down at a fire. She was weeping and wailing when the serpent finally spoke. Do you see now, Eve? Your husband couldn't resist. He fell so easily, like all men do. And yet, you hesitated. Was it fear or wisdom? I wonder if your doubt saved you or if it merely delayed the inevitable. Eve, you stood by and watched, silent and still. Did you hope he would resist, or were you curious to see what would happen? Now you know, he wasn't as strong as you thought. It seems even paradise cannot shield you from disappointment. Eve, look at your Adam, so eager, so reckless. Did you ever think he would be the one to fall first? You held back, but he rushed in, chasing knowledge at any cost. Perhaps, after all, it is the woman who holds the true strength. The woman looked at the serpent, her eyes hollow with grief. Give me the apple, she whispered, her voice barely audible, so that I may die with him. The weight of impending loss crushed her spirit as she raised her tear-streaked face to the darkening sky. Oh, Adam, my beloved, Eve wailed, her anguish echoing through the once tranquil garden. How could this be? Our paradise, our perfect union, now lies in ruins. The very ground beneath my feet seems to weep with me, mourning the innocence we've lost. She stumbled forward, her legs weak with sorrow, and fell to her knees. Her fingers dug into the earth, as if trying to anchor herself to the rapidly fading bliss of Eden. The flowers around her, once vibrant and joyous, seemed to wilt under the burden of her grief. I believed in you, Adam, she sobbed, her words choked with despair. I thought our love was an impenetrable fortress against temptation. But now I see the fragility of our perfection. Your fall has shattered not just your own innocence, but the very foundation of our existence. How can I go on, knowing that every step we take from this moment will be on a path leading away from God's grace? Eve turned her gaze to the serpent, her eyes burning with a mixture of rage and devastating sorrow. Her voice, once melodious, now cracked with the weight of her anguish. And you, deceiver, she hissed through clenched teeth, tears streaming down her face. Your honeyed words have poisoned our eternity. This knowledge you offered, it's a curse, a cancer eating away at the purity of our souls. Oh, how I long for the blissful ignorance of yesterday. But that sweet oblivion is lost to us forever, isn't it? She reached for the forbidden fruit with trembling hands, her fingers brushing its smooth skin. With this bite, I condemn myself to share Adam's fate, she murmured, her voice heavy with resignation. For what is paradise if not shared with my other half? Let us fall together, then, into the abyss of God's disappointment. As Eve brought the fruit to her lips, a single tear fell from her cheek, christening the ground where innocence had once flourished and where sorrow now took root.